This is by far the best Google Ads strategy to run in 2026 for your e-commerce brand. If you want to scale your e-commerce brand with Google Ads, acquire thousands of new customers every single month profitably, then you need to watch this video, because what most D2C brands are doing is that they are running Google Ads the completely wrong way. They're only looking at revenue when it comes to how successful their Google Ads are. And that's the old way of doing it. That doesn't work in 2026 anymore. I'm going to take you through my iPad the exact campaign structure that you need to be running inside of your Google Ads to scale your e-commerce brand. This will be perfect for you if you're looking to acquire thousands of new customers every single month for your brand going into 2026, 2027. This will be the best strategy. This is the strategy we're running for all of our clients at Demand Capture. And I guarantee that if you stick around to the end, you take some of the advice I'm going to give you in this video after millions of dollars in ad spend that we've managed over the past couple of years and found a success in this strategy, then you'll be able to have the same results that we've been able to get for our brands that we work with as well. You see, because most DCC brands, when they're running Google Ads, they're looking at revenue when it comes to how successful their ads are, but that's the wrong metric to actually look at. What most people do is that they see their revenue going up, but they aren't able to understand what part of that is non-brand, what part of that is new customers, and what part of that is people who are already aware of you in the first place. This is what most Google Ads setups look like. 75% of all of their budget is going on brand, whereas only 25% is going on non-branded keywords. For most of the setups that we've audited this year and even last year, your account is just accidentally set up and unintentionally targeting people who are already aware of your brand. So you're not actually gaining new customers, which is the reason why if you only look at revenue going up, your revenue could be up, your ROAS could be up in dashboard, your CPA could be really low, but those could already be people who have already bought from you. You're not acquiring any new customers, you're just getting repeat purchases and farming people who are already there in the first place. So the metrics you should be looking at, which is NCPA, new customer ROAS as well as your MER, all of these are off. So your NCPA is up, your new customer ROAS is down below break even, and your MER is really inefficient. So that's what happens when you're running Google Ads the old way, where accidentally you're spending so much of your money on brand that you aren't acquiring new customers for your brand. The new way, and this is the 2026 way, is to structure your Google Ads account which contributes to acquiring new customers at your break-even new customer CPA. That your marketing budget on channel is new customer ROAS profitable, and your MER across all of your marketing spend is efficient with Google Ads in it as opposed to out of it. Because what we find when we go into people's triple whale as well and really do the calculations on their MER when it comes to running their Google Ads, is that they would be better off turning off their Google Ads with the way that it's set up, because their MER, their marketing efficiency ratio, is poor with Google Ads turned on. So this is the new way to run Google Ads. And you'll be doing this for 2026 and beyond, because unless you're taking into account your new customer CPA, your new customer ROAS, and your marketing efficiency ratio across all of the marketing spend across all your brand and blending it in, then Google's will be taking conversions from Klaviyo, Google's will be taking conversions from organic, they're going to be taking conversions from Meta and just claiming them as their own, and that's not what you want, and your efficiency is going to be way worse. But when you run it this way, where 95% of your Google budget is going on to non-branded stuff, and only 3 to 5%, and you're really segmenting in the exact amount that you're spending on brand, and you're only dedicating it on branded terms, branded keywords, and you're having 95 of the rest of your budget going to specifically built campaigns for new customers, prospecting only, then this is the success you get when it comes to running Google Ads, and this is the best strategy in 2026. But what does that actually look like? What campaigns do you run? Well, I've drawn it out for you, and this is the full funnel Google Ads approach. If your Google Ads account is not looking like this, and by this I mean exactly on the iPad right now, then you're more likely than not running the most efficient campaigns that you could be for your brand. I can guarantee that across any different industry. And just before we get into this, you do need to be measuring these things. You need to know, what is your break-even new customer CPA? What is your break-even new customer ROAS? What MER are you comfortable to be able to grow and scale? And once you have that, then you're able to build campaigns in this way, where again, you're only dedicating around 3 to 5% of your budget on branded search and branded shopping campaigns. These are the only campaigns here which are at the bottom of the funnel of your customer journey, which are only targeting your branded keywords. So you run branded search, which is your own brand name, not your competitors, and you just do your exact match on your brand name is here. And then for branded shopping, you basically exclude all other terms about your brand name. So it's just your brand name. And when it's just your brand name, it's going to be really cheap CPCs. You're going to show up first position on your shopping listings. And then your brand is also going to be at the top, 95+% search impression share, which is exactly what you're looking here. And if you set it up correctly in this way, then again, you are only spending 3 to 5%, and you're excluding your brand from all the rest of these campaigns, which we'll get to. So that's the bottom of funnel stuff. And again, this is what most Google Ads setups look like. They put 100% of all their budget into just the brand stuff because it's 10x ROAS. They think it's really good, but they're not actually hitting the middle of funnel and then most importantly, the top of funnel of their market. What I like to consider middle of funnel when it comes to prospecting with Google Ads is the product category itself. So whatever your product category is in Google Ads, this is where you want to be spending around 25% of your marketing budget on. So here you are competing with your competitors on new customers, but this is people who are already aware of the product that they're looking for. So people will type in Apple Pen, people will type in headache pills, people type in methylene blue, people will type in the specific product for itself rather than any other searches. So you're only dedicating a specific amount of budget towards this wider pool of people, but it's not the wider pool of people who has a problem that your product solves. So the campaigns that you set up here is a product search campaign, which is just targeting your product keywords. A conversion mechanism you can use here as well is a competitor page, which is basically like top 5 5 X product or best product category product, where you list your product category as number 1 and then 2 through 5 are just your competitors. And that works really well when you're advertising cold traffic, but on the product level search. So there's a bit of source there, keep that in mind. You want to have a fully built out PMAX group just for, think of it like an old school zombie campaign, where it basically is its own standalone, like middle of funnel, gathering everything within your ad account and bringing all the campaigns together. You'll be placing on search efficiently, shopping efficiently, and display efficiently. Go into the channel insights for each one of these channels and see if it's efficient or not, and then decrease the spend on those channels if you need to. But if you've got your signals built in or your assets built in, again, this is just going to be product level stuff. There's a whole bunch of everything in its own middling thing. But again, from most of the audits that we see, most people are just scaling through PMAX campaigns as opposed to proper top of funnel campaigns for problem aware searches and problem aware people. So yes, we're not against PMAX, we're just not against PMAX as the main scaling driver in any Google ad account. Again, all of this should only be taking up around 25% of your budget. And then of course you have shopping campaigns, which is going to be the king of any product level searches. Your shopping campaigns are going to show them what the product looks like. It's going to give a proper title in terms of displaying its USPs against your competitors. It's got the offer, it's got the price, it's got the social proof, it's got the ratings, it's got the delivery dates. It's literally got all of the detail that you have on your product page right there. So you'll see the fastest conversions coming from shopping. And so because of that, and because a lot of your middle of funnel revenue is going to come from shopping, you want to run a high priority shopping campaign as well as a PMAX campaign, even if your PMAX campaign is still doing shopping, because you want to have PMAX be there when your shopping isn't there in terms of the auction, in terms of the bid on that search term, that type of stuff. So where does the rest of the budget go? Well, the rest of the budget goes in top of funnel. So again, you have people who are most aware of your brand. They're going straight to your brand. They're buying straight from you because they want to buy from you. But then you've got people who are looking at the product category. They aren't aware of your brand, but they're aware of the product. So they go shopping for the particular product itself. It's a lot more competitive, but again, it's not the best place to actually scale because this is the most competitive ground and it's where most people stay. And you have conversion mechanisms built specifically for this awareness level. But at the top of the awareness level, you have problem level. You have problem searches, people who are searching for answers to the problem that they're facing right now, which your product solves. And there's 2 main campaigns that you'll be running here. There's a problem search campaign, which go to the problems that people will be facing, which will be the trigger point for them finding a solution to it. So it could be symptoms, medical conditions, questions, all of the questions people ask themselves in terms of how to solve a problem. And you want to be targeting all of these keywords here. By the way, the rest of your 70% of the budget goes into these 2 campaigns where you scale them to thousands of dollars per day. You want to scale a bunch of your campaigns on problem level search. And then you also want to scale a bunch of your campaigns on YouTube campaigns, specifically 2 placements. You've got shorts and you've got in-stream. I actually recommend in-stream a lot more because it's just much better placement than shorts. Shorts used to be a USB for a couple of Google Ads agencies, ourselves included, but we are led by the data. We're just led by what works. And we're finding that in-stream works a lot better than shorts right now, especially when you build dedicated creatives for in-stream itself. All of the YouTube campaigns, because it is higher up in the awareness level, you do need more education. So you do have a custom landing page here. You either run an advertorial, you either run a listicle. I've not seen VSLs work personally. I think they've worked more in in-feed, which is a bit more of like a native placement for YouTube. Think of it like Taboola or Outbrain. But you can run those as well, quiz funnels as well, or just straight to the PDP if your ad is good enough. But you want to test any of these 5 conversion mechanisms first when it comes to running YouTube ads. Most importantly, these YouTube ads are their own dedicated funnel. So you do build specific product pages for YouTube ads. You don't just run straight to a buy box with no information on it like you can do with a product level search or any form of meta ad. You do need to have its own dedicated, custom built cold traffic YouTube ad system, which we build for all of our clients. This is the best way we found YouTube to work. You can't just copy and paste what's working on Meta. You do need to build specific conversion mechanisms, which are linked to the ads that you're running, which are also congruent with the type of audience that YouTube is. And lastly, they go to add to cart and purchase. And as you see, everything's pointing to the purchase. We're optimizing around purchases here, and we're allocating the budget efficiently across all of the different channels. We're not wasting any budget on just brand. We're segmenting brand out of all of this. So all of this is non-branded stuff. There's no branded terms, especially in 2026. You can exclude brand from PMAX, excluding from product search, excluding from shopping. It's super easy. If you're having branded spend within your prospecting campaigns and within your prospecting marketing budget, it just means the person that's running your ads is lazy. They don't know what they're doing. And as you can see, because you are allocating your budget correctly, this is able to get you new customers, which is at or below your new customer CPA break even. Will hit your break even new customer ROAS and will actually contribute to the efficiency of your marketing budget because it's getting new customers on its own, as well as contributing to the efficiency of the conversions across the rest of the funnel by only putting 3 to 5% of your budget into this. That's what actually works when it comes to Google Ads in 2026 and beyond. So again, if your Google Ads account doesn't look like this, and by this I mean exactly what's on the iPad right now, then you can go build this yourself by following our free 4-hour Google Ads course. That'll be the video on screen and in the description. But if you want us to build this for you, custom for your brand, dedicated campaigns, specific copy, specific landing pages, custom built for you, YouTube ads built for you, product feed management built and run specifically for your brand, your offer, and your customers, then I invite you to go to demandcapture.com, book in a call with me, and I'll speak to you to see if you're a good fit for what we can do. Go check out our free course, go check out our case studies on the rest of the channel. Link will be on screen here, and I'll see you in the next video.